Wait a minute, I hear something.
Dr. Bluebear! Dr. Bluebear, Blueberry Girls! Dr. Bluebear! Dr. Bluebear, yeah!
Hey everybody! Hope that everything is going swell for you. Back with another episode of Dr. Movie where I'm driving in my car and trying to talk about movies at the same time. Could be a dangerous combination, right? So, if you ever listen to this show and you're going, why does he kind of keep going, and he can't read very well? Well, one, I'm from Gleason, Tennessee, so that knocks me out of the reading thing. No, it's, I'm trying to pull up a synopsis and read it while I'm driving. Don't do it. I can, but you can't. So I spend 2.5 hours in the car every day driving back and forth to work. And this is the way I handle it, is by talking about movies. If you tuned into the last episode, we talked about Summer School, one of my favorite 80s movies ever. And during that, my discovery was there was a movie before that with a lot of the same cast called Prince of Bel Air. Not Fresh Prince of Bel Air that we're all, we all grew up with Will Smith, the Fresh Prince. No, this is 1986 romance rom-com. Yeah. And like I said, it's pretty much got most of the same cast in it, all your main characters anyways. Let's read a little synopsis, shall we? While I've got open lanes here to drive in. It says, pool cleaner Robin Prince is known for his womanizing behavior, but everything changes when he becomes infatuated with a client and is forced to reevaluate his life. I'm almost at the point where I want to do my own synopsis of these, right? It's basically Robin Prince is a hoe, and he meets a girl and tries to change his ways. And long story short, at first they're not friends, but then they kind of get along, then they don't get along, then they fall in love, then they have trouble and turmoil, and then they get back together. That's that's pretty much every rom-com movie, right? I just described every 30,000 movies on the Hallmark Channel. Anyways, let's look at our cast like we really need to. There is a couple of differences here. We do have Mark Harmon again playing Robin Prince. We got Kirstie Alley as Jamie Harrison. Some surprises here. Robert Vaughn. Now, who doesn't love some Robert Vaughn, right? It's Robert Vaughn. I mean, come on. And he plays a richy millionaire who has a son, Justin, who's played by Patrick Lebitoro, the same guy that was in Summer School. And he's an awkward kid. His dad is, like I said, a rich man who doesn't spend any time with him, so he's just kind of a looked-over kid who doesn't know how to work in society, right, or function in society. So he kind of gets teamed up with Robin Prince, and Prince tries to teach him how to be a man. We got Deborah Harmon in this. Deborah Harmon was in Used Cars, another movie I really need to talk about on here. She was on not necessarily the news, so that's kind of where I knew her from originally, but I loved Used Cars. Used Cars is one of my all-time favorite movies. I need to do that one soon. Dean Cameron again. Instead of playing Chainsaw in this movie, his name is Willard, and he works at the pool cleaning shop. Is that what you call it? Selling utilities. And, that's just kind of his role. He doesn't have near the stage presence that he does in Summer School. But, he's in there. So, we got Don Swayze in here. That's right, Patrick Swayze's brother. And we just talked about him recently in, what was that movie? Driving Force, I think. So there you go. He's got a small role in this as well. And we have the all-time favorite, especially for horror fans, Barbara Crampton. Obviously, she was making her way through all these 80s sex comedy flicks of the time before she became a horror icon, right? So it's always good to see her, right? in whatever form or fashion. This movie is pretty straightforward. You got, like I said, our main character, Robin Prince, cleans pools in Bel Air, so every house he goes to is super wealthy, rich people. And he, he's hitting on all the women. Actually, all the women are hitting on him, right? Because here's a guy in his late 20s, early 30s, I guess he's supposed to be at this point, cleaning pools, and all the ladies whose husbands are making all the money are, they're out busy and they're not paying any attention to the wife. So, the wife is looking for other things, right? So, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I can't even talk. I just saw some people flipping each other off driving, so it didn't look very friendly. Like this movie, because Robin Prince has got 4 or 5 friends. They're all single, and they all get together and take these trips together, and they hit on the women, and it's all a big game for them, right? So, and that's kind of where Robin Prince's world is till he finally meets Kirstie Alley, who is living in Robert Vaughn's house, right? Robert Vaughn is offering Robin Prince a job. Everybody knows that Robin Prince is, lacking that maturity thing, right? Because he's at the age that he is and still running around with his buddies, owns a pool cleaning business, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but, he's surrounded by all these successful people, you figure that, they're willing to help him out because they like him for the person he is. Anyways, Kirstie Alley's character, Jamie, is living at Robert Vaughn's house. He's a niece, I believe, or she's a niece. And she's an artist. And, obviously he's interested in her. She becomes interested in him, but she's afraid of him because she knows the lifestyle he lives. And like I said, the whole movie is just like a big game for the biggest part, except he ends up getting really serious about her. And Robert Vaughn approaches him one night and tells him that you can't see her anymore. Dum dum dum. Didn't see that coming. But so that makes things even more difficult for the couple. Also, the son, Justin, Robert Vaughn's son, like I said, it's very awkward. So he starts working with Robin. Robin starts teaching him how to do the pool thing, but he also starts teaching him how to pick up women. And Justin becomes a machine, even to the point to where Robin has to call him out and is like, "Look, dude, what about their feelings?" So, Robin's having a change of heart because he's actually interested in somebody and doesn't want to lose them, even though he screws that up pretty royally. I'll leave that for you to check out when you watch the movie. And it's an okay flick. When it all comes down to it, it ends like it's supposed to end, I guess, because that's the way these movies roll. But, it's not a bad counterpart to Summer School. Is it as good as Summer School? Not by a long shot, but it's still okay, right? So, I'm going to say go ahead and check it out. It is on Tubi, so you can check it out for free. And Prince of Bel Air. It shocked me when I found out about that, and I thought there was actually a movie called that. Wow. So, there you go. My thoughts of this one is, if you like Summer School, this one works pretty well, too. Plenty of male hijinks going on. Plenty of changes of heart. You've got the fish out of water scenario where Mark Harmon's hanging around rich, glamorous people that obviously he's uncomfortable around. They're even shocked to see him in a pair of, regular pants because he's always in shorts throughout the whole movie. So, not enough Dean Cameron. That's my biggest complaint. Could be more, but when he's on the screen, it's worth it. But he even starts making the business look better, right? Because it's all kind of run down and barely taken care of, and he starts snapping everybody into shape because, I don't know, it's that maturity thing. He's growing up, and he wants to not only impress Jamie, but, do this for himself as well. So, it's got some going back and forth. It's got some of Robin shooting himself in the foot with some scenarios, but that's what you expect, right? So, it's a pretty paint-by-numbers flick, but still pretty decent. Not bad. I will give it a 3 out of 5, maybe even a 4. I'm going to stick with a 3. It's just one of those, I don't know that I'll watch it again for a while. But, again, if you like this time period of movies, it's definitely an 80s flick. Lots of yachts, lots of people living beyond their means. That's just the way we rolled back then. All right, folks, this is a short episode, but I just kind of want to put this one out there. Check it out. I think you might enjoy this. If you like some romantic comedies, I think you dig this one too. So there you go, folks. That's my take on this one. And don't forget, if you have recommendations or other shows, if there's other romantic comedies you want me to cover, I guess that's okay. But yeah, I don't mind checking them out, doing a show for you. Or better yet, you can even come on the show and talk about it with me. I don't care. All right, folks, that's it for this one. We will check you later.